What if money didn't exist? Imagine waking up one morning to find that currency has vanished from our lives. The concept of bills and coins just, poof, gone. What would the world look like in the absence of money? Would our societies flourish in newfound freedom? Or would we plunge into chaos without the constraints of currency? Get ready because we're about to embark on a journey to explore this thought-provoking scenario. Let's take a moment to understand our current reality. Right now, money shapes nearly every aspect of our lives. It dictates our access to resources, influences our relationships, and even determines our self-worth. We earn it, save it, spend it, and sometimes we even lose sleep over it. Money is the lifeblood of our economy, a tool that simplifies transactions and allows society to function smoothly. But what if we stripped all of that away? What if barter became our new way of life? Imagine waking up in a world where instead of checking your bank account, you swapped goods and services with your neighbors. Let's say you're a skilled baker. Instead of selling bread, you'd trade loaves for fresh vegetables from the farmer down the street, or perhaps you'd exchange pastries for plumbing repairs. Suddenly, your value as a baker is assessed not by a price tag, but by the quality of your bread and the relationships you've built. Now let's explore the immediate impacts of this scenario. At first, people might feel liberated. Without money, the relentless pursuit of cash would be eliminated. But as the novelty wears off, complexities would quickly arise. Consider the situation where you need medical assistance. How do you barter with a doctor? Does he accept handcrafted furniture in exchange for surgery? What if the doctor prefers apples, but you have no way to grow them? This could lead to frustrating negotiations and potential conflicts, as not everyone would perceive the value of goods the same way. Moving forward, let's imagine how communities evolve in this new system. In a world without money, cooperation becomes essential. Communities would likely form tighter bonds, fostering a sense of belonging rooted in mutual support. You depend on your neighbors for everything, creating a network of interdependence. Your skills would be your currency, and your worth would be determined by what you can offer. But how would we gauge the value of different skills or goods? As societies become more complex, some individuals might still hoard resources or grow disproportionately powerful by monopolizing essential services. Would this lead to new hierarchies? Perhaps a form of status would emerge based on individual skills and the community's perception of their worth, mimicking the social classes we have today, but without the concrete system of money to enforce it. As we push deeper into this scenario, let's think about trade between communities. With no money to facilitate transactions, trade would likely become a cumbersome ordeal. Trade routes could be established, but imagine the logistical challenges. Transporting goods over long distances, negotiating with different communities, and the potential for conflict when resources are scarce could arise. And what about in times of crisis? Think of natural disasters or pandemics. How would communities manage when essential goods are needed urgently, but not everyone has the trade items to exchange? This brings us to reflect on a pivotal question. Would the absence of money lead to a more equitable society or ignite new forms of chaos? On one hand, a moneyless world could dismantle some systemic inequalities tied to wealth. But on the other hand, the lack of a standardized system might give rise to more severe inequities based on social connections, negotiating skills, and resource availability. Let's consider the psychological aspect of living in a moneyless society. Without a monetary system, the constant comparison of wealth and material possessions would vanish. People might foster deeper relationships, focusing more on connections and experiences rather than material wealth. However, would this mean that the absence of money could lead to a lack of ambition or innovation? After all, does competition drive us to be better, to create, and to improve? As we navigate these possibilities, we start to realize the deep-rooted complexities of our civilization. Money has not only been a means of exchange, but also a measure of progress and growth. How would businesses operate in a world where profits don't exist? Would entrepreneurs find new ways to innovate, purely for the love of their craft? Let's now take a moment to visualize our new reality. Bustling markets filled with vibrant exchanges, people freely sharing their talents and goods. But amidst this colorful tapestry, there exists unease. Not all transactions are fair. Not everyone has the same access to resources. You may imagine a skilled carpenter being undervalued compared to a popular artist, raising questions of fairness and equity. Would art and beauty take precedence over basic needs, or would everyone's skills attract equal attention? To conclude our journey, let's pose a lingering thought. Is the absence of money truly the key to a more equitable society? Or does it merely shift the chaos from one form to another? What does it mean to value something outside of monetary terms? As we ponder these questions, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences with money and relationships. If tomorrow money disappeared, how would you navigate this new world? Now, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on a moneyless society? Would you embrace it, or do you believe it would lead us into chaos? Join the conversation by leaving your comments below. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more captivating content.